Hello, this is Paul Smyers. I'm a practicing real estate agent in southwestern Virginia. My broker is in Moneta near Smith Mountain Lake. And today I want to talk to people a little bit about for sale by owners and selling on your own. First of all, I want to say that as a professional realtor, it's my job satisfaction to help people find their real estate needs satisfied and whether they sell or buy. And if there's anything I can do for anybody, even if they don't list with me and even if I don't get a commission out of it, I still like to see properties that exchange hands, and it's just a lot of fulfillment. But along the way, if I can try to help somebody who's trying to sell on their own, and I'm hoping that maybe they'll remember me someday and perhaps give me a referral or something. So I try to help people, and I want to give them a little bit of helpful information. So what I've done is I've got this little website here and on YouTube, and there's a lot of little videos that talk about various aspects of the real estate business and buying and selling a home. Now, when it comes to people for sale by owner, there's a few things, of course, that come into play. There's a lot of reasons, and of course, the main reason that someone wants to sell on their own is they feel that they can get a better price. And it's a perfectly fair reason. And of course, we all need to get the best deal for our home. Maybe we've lived in it for a long time. And that's very understandable. Now, the question is how to go about that. When a person lists their home for sale by themselves, just the way the market is these days and everybody gets online, there's so many options to find a home. And unless your home is online somewhere, most people will miss it. They're going to be they won't drive by your home and so on. So that means you have a lot less people looking at your home and a lot less possibility of a sale very quickly. Now, I know that people can put their house online now in Zillow and places like that as a for sale by owner. And then what it comes down to is, there are people out there who professionally invest in real estate. And they also use those big websites and they go along. One of the first things they look for sale by owner. They think that, well, maybe the guy, he's already thinking he's going to get, like, he doesn't have to pay the commission, so maybe he'll cut a deal with me, and maybe they'll offer a little bit above what you're asking, or maybe they won't even come close to what you're asking. So you get these people who are investors and flippers and developers, and they want to find some vulnerability in your situation so that they can um, get a deal. And many people who try to sell on their own, they don't have a very good knowledge of the market currently, and they might not be very financially savvy, and they might get taken advantage of. So one reason that a person will list with a realtor is because a real estate agent has a financial legal obligation to get the best deal for you and to do the best job possible and advocate for your interest. Now, another thing that a realtor does is it saves a lot of time, because when people are working and they got to answer all the phone calls, and some of them people are very impolite. They might call you really late at night. Oh, you're home for still for sale, or how come you won't come down the price? I see you there for 6 months. So a real estate agent's professionally, you can just sleep easy and let them take care of that kind of calls and nonsense. And they act as an intermediary, and they can also say, hey, look, don't call my customer, you call me, and don't bother them, and we're going to work, you're going to talk to me about the price because I'm working for them. That's what a real estate agent does. And because the property is exposed on a large scale to everywhere, multiple listing system, other agents, not just the looky-doos, they're looking, the looky-loos on Zillow, they're all browsing around, they call you, and hey, there's a good one for cheap, I'm going to go talk to that guy. You won't have that kind of a conversation with people because they won't be calling you if you deal with a real professional agency. And there's a lot of other benefits. Real estate people are more trained at professionally negotiating with people, and they also they might know certain financing options that'll help the buyer and in a way that'll help you. And just by dealing with, they just don't have to bother with all those people calling you. That's the reason to use a realtor. Now, there's a process that people go through trying to find a price for a sale when they want to sell on their own. And I've covered that price in another video. It's very difficult to determine a price unless you know something about the current market. And a real estate agent is in touch with other people and is in the business, so they might kind of have a sense of how many people are looking for that type of house. They can strategize with you about the marketing and the price and all. So a professional basically is someone who can actually get you a better deal faster, and they'll qualify the buyer. That's another really important thing, because a lot of people will come to look for sale by owner, and one of the first questions they'll ask for sale by owner, they might ask, is it rent to own? Can I rent it to own it? And then they're going to say no to that, because you don't want to deal with that. And then they're going to say, well, I really can't qualify for a loan. Will you take a mortgage? Will you finance it for me? And then you don't want to deal with that, because if they've already been to the bank and the bank said no, they might not be in a very good financial position. So it can be very, very frustrating for someone trying to sell on their own. And I suggest that people consider seriously a real estate agent to help them. And I offer my services. Ethics is a given. We have to be honest, and everywhere. The business of real estate has a lot of regulations, and ethics is a given. Nobody serious in this business wants to do anything to cheat anybody. We have to have good business with everybody and honesty. So the agent, in summary, the agent can get you a better price usually, and they can usually sell the house faster, and they can expose it to a larger number of people, and they can do an open house, and they can handle all the phone calls and a lot of the paperwork, and they can just really help you out. And they might even find features about your home. You may have underpriced a home. I've seen homes. I saw a piece of land recently this summer where I looked it up and I said, that's 8 acres of land. They had a price on it that was too low. I thought I had to write them a letter, and they didn't respond to me. But I said, look, you could probably get an extra $20,000 for that piece of property. So we'll see. But anyway, that's the kind of thing that an agent can really help you with. So I appreciate you listening. Honestly, when you list it, a house, I go to people's home and I talk to them very honestly, just straight up like friends. Okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to market this house? Let's figure out the price. Let's make sure that we advertise it and do everything necessary, and let's have an extended period of time, because it can take months to sell a house. So usually the listing period for a house is like at least 6 months, and then you renew it. Pretty much in today's market, you can get a house sold in 6 months or so, depending on the price and location and other things. And once a house even gets an offer, it might take months to get the hard offer. You see, it could be a lot of walkers and looky-loos and calls and so on, and then you eventually get that person who wants to offer. And then after that, it can take some time to close, and that's how the realtor can help you again through that process, is to kind of like make sure the whole deal comes to the end, and boom, you got it sold. And it's a lot of paperwork, and it's actually frankly a nuisance sometimes. So hire a real estate agent, and I appreciate you listening to this and giving me a few minutes of your time. Please like and share, and you can see my website address and my email address listed below, and thanks again.